North Texans are snapping up Prince Harry's memoir, which went on sale today. Hold lists at local libraries are in the hundreds. In the book, the British royal makes blistering claims about the royal family and British press. James Longman has the latest on that and the reaction from the palace.
This morning, as Prince Harry's new memoir officially hits the shelves, his claims about his family send shockwaves through the monarchy.
And he cannot forgive his own family for doing what he sees as a deal with the devil.
He claimed his stepmother had sacrificed him to help rehabilitate her image.
I ran the whole communications team for the King and the Queen Consort. Never once did any member of the royal family brief a member of the media with a story or run into the communications team or call us by the phone and say, I'd like you to brief this into the media. I'm not happy with the attention this member of the royal family is getting. The notion is quite simply ridiculous.
The press and public reacting to Harry's headline-making claims about his complicated relationship with the Queen Consort, Camilla, which he discussed with Michael Strahan.
When your father married Camilla, you wrote, I had complex feelings about gaining a step-parent who I thought had recently sacrificed me on her personal PR altar. What had she done at that point, you felt?
I have a huge amount of compassion for her, you know, being the third person within my parents' marriage. And she had a reputation or an image to rehabilitate. And whatever conversations happened, whatever deals or trading was made right at the beginning, she was led to believe that that would be the best way to doing it. And I can understand why.
Harry says he struggled with the onslaught of negative press coverage, but it reached a new level when he started dating his now wife, Meghan.
In the book, you talk about talking to your therapist.
Yeah.
And you had an addiction to reading about yourself. Have you fixed that addiction?
I have fixed that addiction. And actually, the majority of what I was reading wasn't about myself, it was about my wife or my girlfriend at the time, because I was gobsmacked. And hands up, naive to the bigotry and the cronyism within the British tabloids at the time. And it was a real education for me, where it became very personal for me, other than the fact that this was my girlfriend they were writing about, was the realization that the way that they speak about her and the way they treat her is incredibly relatable to everybody else of colour.
Harry says headlines like these were examples of the racism Meghan faced, writing it was, quote, dog whistle racism and the glaring, vulgar, in-your-face racism. But he made a distinction between unconscious bias and racism in the monarchy.
I think the same process that I went through with regarding my own unconscious bias would be hugely beneficial to them. It's not racism, but unconscious bias. If not confronted, if not learned and grown from, that can then move into racism.
But his views on race also controversial.
This is a conversation that's been debated for many years by professors and politicians, and I think it's only normal that Harry, who, as he admitted, has kind of started this anti-racism journey recently, would still have these questions. And where I think he went wrong was perhaps speaking with such authority, especially as a white man himself and one that's led a very privileged life.
Still no comment from either Kensington or Buckingham Palace, but there are so many controversial claims made in this book that you'd think someone at some point has to say something. James Longman, ABC News in London.